book of First Chronicles begins with names. Long lists of names, genealogies stretching from Adam to the tribes of Israel. Most names pass by quickly, mentioned once and never again. But then, buried quietly in chapter 4, the list suddenly stops, interrupted by two powerful verses about a man named Jabez. There is no great battle, no famous prophecy, no kingship, just a name, a painful story, a daring prayer, and a God who answered. This is that story. Chapter 1. Born of pain. Jabez entered the world not with celebration, but with sorrow. His mother, weary and trembling from childbirth, looked at the wrinkled, squalling child in her arms. Blood still on her gown, tears on her face. The women who helped deliver her looked away. They all knew. This child had been born through excruciating labor, more than what was normal. Perhaps her husband had died. Perhaps it had nearly taken her life. What mattered was this. She named him Jabez, meaning he causes pain. His mother named him Jabez, saying, "Because I bore him in pain." 1 Chronicles 4:9, Ka. In Hebrew culture, names carried identity, destiny, and spiritual meaning. A name wasn't just a label, it was a prophecy. And so, the boy grew up in the shadow of that word. Pain. Every time someone called his name, they summoned a memory of suffering. Chapter 2. The weight of a name. As a child, Jabez noticed how others flinched at his name. He was polite. He helped his mother. He tried to smile. But whenever someone introduced him, the atmosphere shifted. "This is Jabez." People would glance downward. Awkward silences followed. Children teased, "Watch out, pain is coming." Jabez often sat alone beneath an olive tree, wondering why his name meant what it did. "Am I cursed?" he once asked his mother. She looked at him, eyes distant, voice quiet. "You came through fire, my son. You caused pain, but you also brought life." Still, the name haunted him, and the question that shaped his life echoed in his soul. Must I become what I was named? Chapter 3. A heart that chose. Honor Jabez's village was small, part of the tribe of Judah. The time was long before kings, when judges led Israel and neighboring nations constantly raided the land. People fought over land, water, goats, and grain. The law was uncertain. Life was hard, but amid the chaos, one truth emerged. Jabez was more honorable than his brothers. 1 Chronicles 4:9. While others schemed for land, he tilled his soil honestly. While his brothers took shortcuts, Jabez chose righteousness. While some built altars to false gods, Jabez worshiped the Lord alone. Honor was not inherited. It was forged in fire. And Jabez, child of pain, had become a man of honor. Chapter 4. The struggles of the village. The land groaned with unrest. Amalekite raiders had struck again, burning a nearby village, stealing livestock. Mothers clutched children tightly at night. Young men slept with blades beneath their cloaks. Jabez's family was not rich. Their territory was small, but their hope in God ran deep. Still, Jabez felt limited. He had so little. His name clung like a chain around his future. One night, staring at the stars, he whispered, "There must be more." But he knew. To ask for more in a time of scarcity felt almost wrong. Unless he asked the God who owned the heavens. Chapter 5. A voice in the night. Jabez began to pray. Not a formula, not a religious ritual, but a raw, trembling cry that rose from his soul. He had seen others offer sacrifices. He had heard stories of Abraham, Jacob, and Moses. But now he lifted his voice to the God of Israel, not as a prophet, priest, or warrior, but as a man of pain. God of Israel, if you truly hear, then hear me now. He knelt in the dirt, and in the silence, he whispered 4 things that would change his life and echo through eternity. Chapter 6. The Dangerous Prayer. Oh, that you would bless me indeed. 1 Chronicles 4:10. Jabez's first request wasn't for gold, revenge, or reputation. It was for a blessing, but not just any blessing. Bless me indeed, in Hebrew adds force. Barak, Barak. Bless me abundantly, deeply, supernaturally. Jabez asked God to go beyond human limits, not for selfish gain, but to reverse the legacy of his name. He wanted heaven's touch on earth's soil. Chapter 7. Enlarge my territory. And enlarge my territory. 1 Chronicles 4:10b. Jabez had lived in the shadow of limits. He had watched his family struggle with barely enough. Now he dared to ask, "Give me room to grow, expand my borders, not just land, but influence, responsibility, leadership, legacy. Not just more for comfort, but more for impact." He wanted to do more for God, not just live longer. I was born in pain, but let me leave behind blessing. Chapter 8. Let your hand be with me. And let your hand be with me. 1 Chronicles 4:10c. Jabez knew something few in his day understood. More territory without God's presence was a trap. He didn't want success that made him proud or victories that made him forget. He had seen others grow strong and fall harder. So he asked, "Go with me, God. Keep your hand on my shoulder. Don't just give. I need you in the gift." Chapter 9. Keep me from harm, and keep me from evil, so that I will be free from pain. 1 Chronicles 4:10d. This last request was deeply personal. Not just physical protection, but moral strength. Keep me from the evil others choose. Don't let me become the very pain I was named after. He wasn't asking for an easy life. He was asking for a holy one. He wanted freedom, not from hardship, but from becoming hardened. Chapter 10. And God granted his request. There are no visions, no thunder, no angel, just 7 words. And God granted his request. 1 Chronicles 4:10. Heaven heard, heaven answered, Noah built, Moses led, David fought, but Jabez prayed, and history was changed. The 4-part prayer of Jabez. Bless me indeed, ask boldly, ask with faith, enlarge my territory, dream beyond your limits. Let your hand be with me, invite God to lead every step, keep me from evil, stay humble, stay holy. Epilogue, a legacy of blessing. Long after Jabez's name disappears from Scripture, his prayer remains. Whispered in hospital rooms, cried out from prison cells, printed in devotionals, preached in churches, clutched by the desperate, used by the hopeful, and still answered by the God who heard it first. God of Jabez, bless me too. Enlarge my heart, lead me, protect me, and let me walk in the blessing of your name. Scripture reference: 1 Chronicles 4:9-10, Jeremiah 29:11, Ephesians 3:20, James 4, 2 Matthew 7:7.